Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing on this Saturday late evening, 11:42 Eastern Standard Time? A little chat with Al requested by FOC member Arnold Hunter. We just had a really fun History Maker baseball game. We replayed Game 7 of the 1968 World Series. Tigers, Cardinals, Lolich, Gibson. Won't spoil it. It was fun if you'd like to check it out. And as you know, my streams go long, especially History Maker Baseball. The nooks, the crannies, the chat. We had a lively chat, great audience. Thank you, everyone who showed up for that. And it was a lot of fun. It was good to bring back History Maker Baseball to the channel. I have not played in a while, and I want to bring it to the channel because our good friend Michael Kastari, excellent knowledge about the game, and he was able to help me out with a few things, so I greatly appreciate that. Check out his channel, which is Another Replay Guy. Hooray! That's Michael Kastari. Robert Bryant, how you doing? Hope all is well. Been playing a lot of card and dice baseball, as we know. Arnold Hunter, per your request, my friend, it is a chat with Al. So, Arnold requests, I do. Original FOC member. So we've been playing a lot of card and dice baseball amongst baseball PC games also. We've had APPA on the channel, Stratomatic Baseball on the channel, and we brought History Maker Baseball back on the channel. All fun games. Love them all. Whatever baseball game, sports game, video game you play, enjoy them when you have the time, because life is meant to be enjoyed and adulting is hard. So we're having a good time with that. A lot of fun streamers out there, YouTubers, whether they upload or, there's just so many fun games to listen to. Stratomatic, other card and dice baseball games. Baseball Demos had a game on today. Oh, God, what was it? Season Baseball. I don't remember the game, but it was fun to listen to. I was able to catch that live. And there's so many fun. You have RJL Network every night. Inside Pitch. 1972 replay. You have Dave Little doing wrestling. Pesky Polls here. He puts stuff up using PC Replay Baseball, amongst other things. And I forgot to do this because I'm a bit rusty. I'd like to say hello to Michael Kastari, our good friend, another replay guy. Hooray! Please subscribe to that channel. He says, actually working on my fantasy draft for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Cool. Can you tell us some of your draft picks you're hoping to get? Hello to Robert Bryant, Arnold Hunter, who requested this chat, and our good friend Pesky Pole. What a great surprise. Just got my fat behind on the treadmill. Treadmills. So what's going on in the FOC? Tell me about your replays, your games you're playing. I've been playing a lot of baseball. We're going to bring boxing back to the channel. We're going to bring back Title Bout Championship Boxing, which has a little animation to it, as well as our Title Bout 2 PC and our Legends of Boxing PC. And, of course, Glory Days Boxing, which we do on tabletop, and we also use our Excel setup. And Glory Days college football, professional football, Glory Days Boxing, all can be purchased at sidelinestrategies.com, as well as the wonderful Joe Bryant game, Payoff Pitch. The Glory Days games are brought to you by our good friend Anthony Crooks. So check out those games. Lots of videos on my channel and Anthony's channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask Anthony or myself. I'll try to, if I probably can't answer them, or I will do to the best of my ability, or I'll forward them to Anthony. Another replay guy, hooray, our good friend Michael Kastari. Keeper league, so the pool is thin. Auction type draft. Cool. As he prepares for his draft in his league, I need 7 players, so I'll be targeting 3 of 3 pitchers and a third baseman. Robert Bryant just got through my first week of radiation. Well, Robert, we're wishing you the best. Prayers and thoughts go out to you. You can do it. You will do it, and you will get better. So everyone, let's send out the prayers, the thoughts, the good vibes to Robert Bryant. He just got through his first week of radiation. We're here for you, man. Stay strong, stay positive. Not an easy thing, but you can do it. Fight the good fight, and you shall win. The Cubs, the Bears. Love the History Maker Golf Project. That's coming back to the channel, my friend, the Great White Shark. The Cubs, the Bears. How do you feel about the Cubs this year? I'll tell you how I feel about the Red Sox. I sum it up with this. They're gonna stink. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't understand how they don't spend money. I don't want them to spend ridiculous, but come on, bring some players in. Devers called them out. Ex-Red Sox players called them out. They're going to have a crappy team. Oh, well. Can't win them all. They don't want to win any. Just sell the team, for God's sakes, if you don't want to win. I appreciate everything you've done, the World Series, the playoffs. I appreciate it, but my God, spend a little bit of money. Pesky Pole. Been watching the Dynasty documentary on the Patriots on Apple TV. Been playing 2nd and 10 drive by drive because of that documentary. I don't have Apple TV, but I've been reading about it. Ugh. I don't think I'd like to play for Bill Belichick. I don't know. I mean, he was a winner, but he seemed to get along with his players. And not all coaches get along with all their players, but Pesky Pole says, kick cancer's ass, Robert. Well said and amen. Michael Kastari has been battling that and winning. Says, good luck with that. A year ago, I was in chemo and radiation doing very well and will continue to do very well. So all positive vibes going out to our Robert Bryant. First week of radiation. You're going to beat it, my friend. Pesky Pole. The Red Sox aren't going to be great, but I do look forward to watching some of the young guys. And again, you never know. They can hit lightning in a bottle. I think the infield's going to be okay. You know, I think they'll hit a bit with the infielders. The outfield, I mean, that Japanese player, and I apologize, I can't remember his name, nor could I probably pronounce it. He's going to be their DH because he can't play in the outfield. He sucks. He's horrible. How do we have such crappy scouting? Another replay guy, hooray, speaking in regards to Robert Bryant going through just got through his first week of radiation. You will get through this with the prayers of this community and your loved ones. Let's add that. Love Cass. Yeah, the first baseman, he's good. I like that. And the Japanese player, Yoshida. Yeah, Yoshida's, that's for sure, in the outfield. He's not a good outfielder. He's not good. He can hit a bit. He's not a good outfielder. We paid a lot of money for that guy. We couldn't pay to keep Evaldi last year. We couldn't pay to keep Bogarts. Devers, man, I give him credit. He called him out. And again, thank you for the championships. Thank you for everything you've done for the ownership. But if you don't want to win or attempt to win, sell the team. Sell the team. I don't get what they're doing. They act like they have no money. I'm not saying, listen, you didn't want to give Mookie Betts $300 million? Fine. But I would have paid Bogey. And you don't want to play with Bogarts? Okay, not happy with that. But you could have kept some of our better players. The ones, just on a couple of again, Schwarber, I get it. He strikes out a lot, but that team, that surprise team that went to the American League Championship Series a few years back, you should have kept some of those players. Evaldi, you should have kept Evaldi. I don't get it. Anyhow, Pesky Pole, excited about a full season of Abreu. Another replay guy, hooray, Michael Kastari. John Henry is more concerned with soccer and NASCAR. And that's fine, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Robert Bryant, if the Orioles could improve, I am sure you guys can improve. And again, you can catch lightning in a bottle. You never know. Some of the young guys might be outstanding. I'm hoping for that. D. Scott Howard from the hot tub. How you doing, my friend? the GOAT Whisperer. I think Henry's money is tied up in that new PGA Tour investment. I think it's temporary. I think they will spend big again soon. And again, I don't want them to spend foolishly. Bring in quality players. Bring in quality players. Again, I'm not changing my mind on Mookie Betts. I didn't want to pay him the money. Thank you for playing. Great player. Go play in the West Coast. I wanted Bogarts to stay. They signed Devers. They didn't sign Bogarts. Obviously, they traded him away. Trevor Story's probably going to play short. We got the other guy to play second. The infield should be okay. I mean, Justin Turner, I would have liked to have kept him for a year or two. I would have liked to kept the center fielder. I would have liked to have kept him. I mean, we have Durant. Our pitching's going to suck. It's going to be bad. Again, you never know. That's why they play the games. Another replay guy, hooray. The amount of money they blow on NASCAR, they could have kept in their stars. Here's another one. They're paying a ton of money for players who aren't even on the team anymore, who are playing for other teams. Also, we just picked up a pitcher who's not even going to play this year, but we're paying him. I don't get it. I don't get it. David Zielinski. Good evening, Al, in the chat. Happy Saturday night. It is. It's a good night to do a chat. Again, this chat was requested by our good friend and FOC member, Arnold Hunter. If you keep Turner, you have Yoshida to play defense. You need bats. You can play Turner at first or something, or third, or somewhere. No, you can't because you got those guys. I understand what you're saying. Then Yoshida plays defense. And you just tell him, can you please catch the balls hit at you? You know, it's you could have found a spot for both of them. You need to. Their offense is going to, they're deep. Ugh. We'll see, though. We'll see. Dr. David Little, fresh out of Facebook jail for something. Again, Facebook's amazing. They suspend people, or they put them in what's called Facebook jail for the stupidest things, like a picture, a photo. Just say, take the photo down. You know, it was like a photo of wrestlers or something. But yet there's so much crap on Facebook, negative, horrible stuff. Regardless of whatever side you're on in any argument, there's a lot of horrible stuff on both sides that's there. And they don't suspend those folks. Dave Little says, let's go Reds. Another replay guy, hooray. Reds have some exciting young players. They need to keep their exciting young players. D. Scott Howard, you forgot the ox for this group, Dave. Well, I have some new sets coming in for Stratomatic Baseball. The 20s diamond set, the 30s diamond set, baseball. And I picked up Stratomatic Basketball tabletop. I have the old game here. I just found it again. I knew it was in this room somewhere. We're in the process of cleaning up this room to find stuff. So I found that. And I have a way I'm going to play Stratomatic Basketball that I think I can do within a reasonable amount of time. And it's still basketball. So, as D. Scott Howard said, Red Sox. You can root for whatever team you want. It's okay, D. Scott. As he was referencing Dr. David Little. And our ringside physician, the Honorable Dr. David Little. Todd B. says, hey, Al, we all know it's all about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes due May 10th. Oh, that looks interesting. I will be seeing that. I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan. Love the Planet of the Apes. I love the original movies. Tim Burton movie was okay. It was his take on it. I like the new movies, the one that started with James Franco and stuff. Good movies. This is a continuation in the series. So I do like the Planet of the Apes movies, the books. I have the books right there. Reading them. Oh, Jeff Hunter. That's a good point. I didn't know that. Jeff Hunter, what do you think of none of Boris's clients being signed yet? That's interesting. That's interesting. I honestly didn't realize that. Do they want way too much money? I mean, they're paying so much money. D. Scott Howard says, I'll stick with my Dodgers since 1963. They got a good team. But will they win it all, D. Scott? Will they win it all? Pesky Paul, I tried Strat PC Basketball, and it was okay, but it doesn't flow like PC Replay Basketball. I like them both. PC Replay Basketball is excellent. Strat Basketball is fun. I just wish PC Replay could. Yes, college basketball would be fun. I agree. I would love that. College basketball. Now, Action PC has college basketball, as well as pro basketball, college football, as well as pro football, baseball, hockey, golf. And supposedly they're working. They had that survey, or not survey. Survey, I guess, right? On what new game would you like them to do? I said soccer, because I think they could do soccer well. I think soccer for Action PC, if they did it, or football, as the world calls it, would flow well if they had someone who knew how to do it. It'd be so cool to have the players on the field, just the chalkboard. You got to do the chalkboard right. If you're going to just say hypothetically, if they're doing a soccer game, the chalkboard has to be set up right. And it'd be so much fun to play some classic teams and say, this is what I want done. Oh, yeah, I need some 1980s and 90s Big East basketball. Oh, the 80s Big East was phenomenal. When UMass was a powerhouse in the Atlantic 10 with Temple, those were must games to watch in press conferences with Calipari and John Chaney. Todd B. Love replay basketball, but they need to crank out more seasons. My guess is the reason why obviously baseball is the big seller with them. And I've been, every time they have those sales, I buy a chunk of seasons. And right now on PC Replay Baseball, I'm playing 1976 Red Sox replay. I'm playing 1961 Red Sox replay. We finished the 60 replay. Ted Williams swan song season once again. We did much better than they really did. I'm playing 1991 Red Sox, as well as some of the all-time franchise. I'm playing that with the Red Sox, and some of the other leagues they put together with great teams. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. We'll bring that back to the channel at some point. Basketball, they do need some more seasons. They do need some seasons. And to be honest with you, if they did college, it'd be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. Pesky Paul, I emailed Pete Ventura once a month and beg him for college basketball. LOL. He's gonna get a restraining order on you. No, but college basketball is fun. The old school college basketball. The way it's played now, it's chuck up a three. I watched a little bit of NBA basketball. That wasn't the Celtics the other night. Yesterday, actually. It was the late game. And it was the Minnesota speak of the English now. Minnesota Timberwolves and the Milwaukee. Oh, shit. What the hell is Milwaukee called? The Bucks. Duh. And I watched a little bit of the Greek Freak. And I watched about 5-7 minutes. I had my fill of it. It was all right. I can watch the Celtics a bit. But again, I like the way it was played before. But that's just me. Robert Bryant, do you like Payoff Pitch? I've played Payoff Pitch. It's a good game. A lot of people like to play it. I own it. It's back there. I should get it on the channel. I'm not comfortable with it playing it online, but I have played Payoff Pitch. It's a good game. Joe Bryant game. Recommend it. You can see Dave Gardner loves it. A lot of people play it. Good game. As I always say, play the games you love, you like. Don't worry about what other people think. It's a good game. I have to learn. I think the best way for me to learn it is to use the action cards, because that's the way the game's meant to be played. I like to roll dice, though. And the charts are a little cumbersome and confusing a little bit. But Dave Gardner's come up with a system. ID Gesture also has played Payoff Pitch. Check out those 2 wonderful channels. Dave Gardner, ID Gesture. I picked up a military strategy game recently. It is, let me slide this over here for a second. The Battle of Dien Bien Phu. It's a John Tiller game. I'm learning that. Watching some videos, not necessarily that game, but just how to play John Tiller games. They're not that hard. I was learning it before, and then I stopped. I have to take some notes on that, so I'm interested. That battle always interested me, as well as, the Battle of the Little Bighorn and things like that. And you might see a little military gaming on the channel. Pesky Pole. Having a blast playing 1992-93 NBA season. I play all the Knicks, Celtics, Hornets, Magic, Bulls, and Suns games. I'm going to take a long time to finish it, but I play a game twice a week. Now, do you do any fast play with that? Meaning, like, do you play to a certain point in the game? Like, you play for 2nd and 10. And by the way, if you have 2nd and 10, make sure you download the 2023 season, which is available for free. I'm fooling around playing with that. Lost a tough game opener with the Patriots. Should have won that game. Why did they trade Nick Folk? I could have won that game if I had Nick Folk. Bang in a couple more field goals. I think I was 1 for 3 for field goals. Their field goal kicking was bad last season. The season that just passed. I do like replay basketball. I got to get back to my little tournament. I'm going to play most of that offline. Some people watched. Again, when I put stuff on the channel, yeah, it's stuff I like, but I also want people to come and have fun. If they don't want to watch it, I can play it offline and have fun. So, but replay basketball, very good game. And in my opinion, it's easier to follow than replay baseball. Replay baseball, there's charts. The game tells you what the charts mean. When I first started to learn PC replay baseball, thanks to ID Gesture and King Ikibu, who explained the game quite well, the PC version of it, I was like, okay, like 1 is better for the pitcher, the 1 column. 1 and 2 better for the pitcher. 3, 6 better for the hitter. Depending on the pitcher and hitter. If your hitter sucks, he's still probably not going to get a hit on 3 and 6. 4 infield defense, 5 pitcher control. And then you learn the other things. I have the charts. I printed them up. Played a few games offline, rolling my own dice, taking my time. I don't have to know exactly where every out is. I just have to know it's an out. And they'll tell me. And I have that down pretty well pat, really pretty well pat, or pretty well down pat, whatever the phrase is. For the PC game, I pretty much know what's an out and pretty much know what's a hit. There's a couple of those tweener numbers I get mixed up on, but the PC lets you do that. It does the heavy lifting. Very fun game. Very aesthetically pleasing for a card and dice game brought to the PC. And I've been playing some Strat PC baseball offline. I enjoy that game too. Little more cumbersome with trying to get stadiums you like in there. Replay Gamer did a nice video on how to get those PC, into the PC baseball game for Strat, the stadium. But it's a cumbersome task. Robert Bryant says, not much into PC games. That's fine. I tell you, my pillow, which helps my back, slid down. I tell you, I enjoy writing out lineups, thinking about players. Now, my forte, what I like, are what ifs. I'll play game 7s here and there and 1 game playoffs as played. I played 1979 APPA game 1 of the American League Championship Series as played. Nolan Ryan pitched awesome, and Palmer didn't, and it was an annihilation. It was fun, but I really like making my own decisions, and I try to use the players they used, and that's just frustrating to me, But we'll get back to that. I think I'm going to do Tom Seaver, game 1 of the 79 National League Championship Series. It's funny, if you look back at that, Pittsburgh swept Cincinnati, but 2 of the 3 games were really close. I think they went to extra innings, but Pittsburgh won them. In the American League 1979 American League Championship Series, Baltimore beat California 3 games to 1, best of 5. But those games were 4 of those games were close, you know. So they're not bad series game-wise to play if you're looking for close games. And sometimes the dice gods dictate. It's how these funny things we love to roll. The dice. You know? The dice. How will they go? Only the dice gods know. So, yeah. I like playing tabletop baseball, tabletop boxing. Glory Days boxing. Love it. Love it. But I also play Title Bout 2 on the PC. I play Legends of Boxing on the PC. Like I said, we're gonna bring back Title Bout Championship Boxing on the PC. Play what you like, my friends. Pesky Poll. The PC replay games are great because it's so easy to install the graphics. You click a button, whoop, everything done. It's awesome. I totally agree. That is a huge check mark. The way the game looks, the aesthetics of the game, huge check mark. The way the game plays, logically, the PC managers are usually pretty good. Nothing's perfect, but they're pretty good. Check mark. Once you learn the APPA-ish style of the game, check mark. I love PC replay baseball. I can sit there and you can play the games quick if you want. When I play PC replay baseball, I put on my I'm not going to click it on because I'll get a penalty, a strike against you. But I have the This Week in Baseball theme, the new and the old one. It's like an 8-minute loop, but I just loop it, or it's 8 minutes. I just loop it and I listen to it as I play. It's awesome. So, and the same with 2nd and 10. Yeah. The only thing with 2nd and 10 is you have to, I don't think anyone's putting in the new photos for the football. So you got to do that yourself. It's not that hard unless someone knows. I mean, last time I checked, they really don't. And you can get photos sometimes from the Action PC site that will work in 2nd and 10 if someone did the new season. But yeah, 2nd and 10 is another game I thought I wouldn't like. But 2nd and 10 is so much fun. I wish the one thing, and I did email them, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I said, do you ever think about adding some animation? Just a little bit of animation. Nothing spectacular, just some movement. And they said, the people who play it don't want it. Very politely, they replied. And they're very nice people. I think I would rebuy the game for the animation. I really would. Jeff Hunter, as a lifelong Strat PC basketball player, is APPA Basketball Windows game tough to learn? There is no, you mean replay based? It's replay. It's APPA-ish, I would say. I don't know. APPA had a basketball game way back when. I heard it was very difficult to figure out. I've never played it. No. There's a demo, Jeff. That's another great thing with the replay games, baseball and basketball. You can download the demos. So you can see if you like it. If you don't like it, it didn't cost you anything. So, Jeff, I recommend, if you want, go to the PC replay site when you have a chance. Download the demos for baseball if you don't have it, and for basketball. And I think those demos you can keep forever. Now, 2nd and 10, you have the demo for 3 days once you start the demo process. And I like that with PC games, that they allow demos. And if you don't like it, or if it doesn't work with your computer, you didn't waste any money. But there's demos, so you can try it out. And if you like Strat, stick with Strat. The only reason why I say if you want to try out PC replay basketball, the demo is free. So, Pesky Paul, I just don't have the time or energy to play with cards and dice. When I'm retired and all my kids are out of the house, I will do a full 1986 baseball season using card and dice. I do enjoy card and dice, Pesky Paul. It's relaxing, but I know exactly what you mean. There are times I come home. Our grandson lives with us. Teresa's daughter, my stepdaughter, lives with us. And sometimes you just can't set up the cards and dice. If you notice, I stream at crazy hours because everyone's asleep, which I have to stay calm and not scream and yell like I used to do. But that's, sometimes I come home and I want to play right away. I have some opportunity. I don't have stuff set up for card and dice because I take my time. I write out the lineups. I think about it. I think about what I want to do, if what pitchers I want to bring in for both teams ahead of time. In my, I try to set that up. But PC games, they go quick. You can set them up. And if you like, I like both. I like PC. I like card and dice. Out of the Ballpark 25 is coming out. I have to be honest with you. I've been playing a lot more action PC baseball. It's just a little more enjoyable to me at this point in time in my life. I love Out of the Ballpark, and I'll get 25, and I think we'll do a little live stream on that before I get it, because I'll show you the new things they have just off of Steam. They have it all set up, so you can go to Steam anyway and look at all the new kind of stuff they have. The animation for the players looks even better. I do question some of their ratings for the older seasons. And again, you can adjust the ratings if you don't like them. Brian Hoxie has joined us. After a long day of covering girls' state wrestling, great to sit down and relax with Al and the gang. How did it go? How did that go? What's your favorite thing to cover for sports, Brian? Al, have you tried 2nd and 10 and play it drive by drive? It's so much fun. I like playing play by play, just because I do different things. Like with the modern teams, I run the ball a lot more. It's pretty easy to play defense against modern teams in 2nd and 10. Play the pass on every down. Just play the pass. Especially if the Patriots are an interesting team from last year, the season that just passed. Very good defense after the first few weeks. So overall, they have a pretty solid defense. Offense moves the ball, trouble punching it in, and their field goal kicker sucks. But I like play-by-play. I might, with other teams, do a little drive-by-drive and then pick it up. I know like Pesky Paul loves to drive-by-drive. 2nd and 10 is such a good deal money-wise. Absolutely. What's it, a $40 cost, $45 cost? I might be something like that. Every NFL season free. So let me explain this if you don't understand 2nd and 10. If you buy 2nd and 10, you get all the NFL seasons for free. They come with the game. So I shouldn't say free. With your purchase, you get every season. The season that just passed, 2023, you know how much that costs? $0. You download it for free. And that goes on and on and on. You get a gazillion college football teams for free. That goes up to 2004. Every college football team. You don't get every college football season. You get every college football team. So if you want to make the schedule, you can do it yourself. If you want a college football season, it's $10. And you get like 4 free seasons, 4 or 5 free college football seasons. But you get every college football team up to, and Pesky Paul can tell me better, I want to say 2004 for free. Another replay guy, hooray. Have to do the same thing as my wife and I agree, as dyslexia is kicking in. I'm seeing things backwards. Let me say this once again. Another replay guy, hooray. That's Michael Kastari. Please subscribe to his channel. It's a wonderful channel. He's doing History Maker Baseball. 1998 versus 1973. So it's the Red Sox versus the Red Sox, Yankees versus the Red Sox, best 2 out of 3 series. History Maker Baseball. I have to do the same thing. As my wife and I are guardians to our 15 and 11-year-old grandsons. Yeah, so you have to sometimes you got to do life first. I can play one PC replay game on my lunch break at work. It's perfect. Awesome. Jeff Hunter. Richard Hanna is such a gifted programmer. I have his golf, football, soccer, and tennis games. Lots of fun. So his tennis game is time travel tennis. Soccer game, which I have. I have both games. And again, free download, free demos forever if you don't want to buy them. Okay. Tennis game is time travel tennis. It's excellent. Soccer game is classic soccer. Excellent. They're all great games. Richard Hanna does a wonderful job with his games. Totally agree with you, Jeff Hunter. Pesky Paul, you get like 10 full free college football seasons. And again, you get, I want to say it goes up to 2004, 2005. I can't remember. Or maybe past that a little bit. Every college football team. It's incredible. Thousands of college football teams. Brian Hoxie. All 4 girls from our area earned a medal. A fourth, a fifth, and two sixths. Cool. I love high school basketball and baseball here in Illinois. After it stops being 40 degrees, a ton of small schools in our coverage area. That is awesome. Pesky Paul. Richard Hanna should win a Nobel Peace Prize. I agree when it comes to gaming. DJ John Fofoa. Hello, Al, and the chat from the left coast. Finally catching you live. Does Nurse Teresa ever roll dice with you? We played bowling. What's the game called? And we did play a baseball game, but it was the where is it? It's over there. It's just the 12. You roll the 2 6-sided die. No teams involved. Like a 1's a homer. A double. I think snake eyes are a homer. Box cars, which is double 6s. 12 is a homer. And it's the wood board. And you have the pegs. We play that. We also have a little game where you shoot the ball and the little bat hits it. We played that. Nurse Teresa is a great sport. I love my wife. Thank God for my wife. I did good this time. It took me a long time to find the right person. We played this bowling game. And there's, I think, a 6-pack bowling. We played that. And that's supposed to come to PC. I've been waiting for it. I like bowling games. I really do. I still have my eye on the play bowling game. Pesky Paul. Here are the free college football seasons. Thank you very much, Pesky. You get with 2nd and 10. 53, 56, 59. Now, 56, I believe that's Jim Brown's. Or is it 59, 56? Jim Brown last year in Syracuse. So you get 53, 56, 59, 66. You can play that memorable 10-10 tie game, which I have a few times on different systems, between Michigan State and Notre Dame. 77, another great college football season. 1984, Doug Flutie, awesome sauce. 1995, then 99 through 2011. Brian Hoxie, curious Al, have you ever played the express version of History Maker Baseball? No, I have not. I've watched Philip Reynolds play it. I've watched a few other people play it. I've watched Keith Avalon play it on the Play channel. I like playing it out. Again, do I play it quick? No. Lots of nooks and crannies. I greatly appreciate Michael Kastari coming to the chat and explaining things. It's a very fun game. I don't do the weather thing. The weather's always, to me, normal. It's just an extra layer of lookup I don't want to do personally. Maybe someday I will. Sometimes I don't do the perk. I do pick hot and cold batters. I don't do the perk. I do roll, or sometimes I just make teams both semi-harmonious, depending on what it is. I have used those rolls. I have used the perk roll. It does add something to the game, but if you don't use it, it doesn't detract from the game either. So I don't do weather. I don't do rainouts. I don't set up a game for it to be rained out. I don't do that. I'm not rolling a dice and go, oh shit, I set up everything, it's rain out. No, it's nice weather. In my field of dreams, it's nice weather. We're playing ball. I don't do injuries. If Ted Williams is on the field, I want Ted Williams to play. That's just me. That's the way I enjoy the game. 1956 is Jim Brown. Yeah, okay, so I was right. Jim Brown's last season at Syracuse, 1959. Syracuse wins the national title with Ernie Davis, who unfortunately passed away from illness. He got drafted by Cleveland, never played. My dad attended every Syracuse home game that year. Ernie was his boyhood hero. Ernie was a great football player. Gentleman. Brian Hoxie. I likes both. So Brian Hoxie likes both the express version and the regular version of History Maker Baseball. I'm with you. I don't really ever do all the extras. I just make lineups, roll the dice, LOL. As long as you're having fun. And again, if people want to do the extra things, that's cool. But that's what was frustrating me early on in the game. I just want to sit down, write the lineup, and play. I didn't want to roll these things. I like the hot and cold batter. So if I'm playing, like we just did the 1968 Game 7, I just looked who was the cold batter for that series. He's a cold batter for Detroit. Who was the best hitter average-wise for the Tigers? Cash. He was the hot batter. Lou Brock was the hot batter. He had a tremendous World Series in 68, excuse me. He was the hot batter. The cold batter was Roger Maris, who was god-awful at the plate. And that was his last year in baseball. With any card and dice game, you don't have to use the rules you like. If you like to play basic APPA, which I love, play basic APPA. You like to play advanced APPA, play advanced APPA. I'm learning a little bit of, this is APPA-ish. The amazing thing is APPA doesn't own their own rights to their formula. So if you know the formula, they can't sue you. You can make your own things. And this is NP3 Plus, I think it is. Every season free. But, the chart, and ID Gesture actually made these charts. Oh, that's upside down. Which way is it? So this is the runner at first. I was fooling around learning this. And I might bring some of this to the channel. Empty base is empty. So it's very APPA, but it has lefty-righty splits. I just picked up from Chris White. I'm very excited. I can't wait to get it. Original 16 all-star franchise players, but it only goes to 79. So you're not going to see like Roger Clemens and stuff like that in the Red Sox, but it's fun. And he was kind enough to make me a couple of Tony Conigliaro cards to go with that set. So I have all the original 16 teams, all-star. And the Red Sox is very interesting. They're beautiful cards. To me, they were worth the price. I don't think you'd care if I show you them off. I don't have the printed set yet, but let me see if I can find. These cards are beautiful. They're not all like this. I also picked up the World Baseball Classic set, which I'm going to enjoy playing. Let's see if I can find this. Give me a moment. I think it's still in my downloads. Here they are. Okay. All right, I'm going to share the screen. Let me quickly go to the chat. Another replay guy, hooray. Some players use strategy cards in History Maker Baseball, which I've never used. Yeah, I've never used the strategy cards either, but it's a fun little thing if you want to. You should never, ever be afraid to play a game the way you want. Absolutely not. play and have fun. Here's our good friend, Michael Terranova. How you doing? How'd business go today, Mike? Check out his channel. You can chat with him and his son as they're making pizzas at their pizza shop. All right, let's see. I always forget how to do this. Bear with me a moment. And we want to share the screen. Is it this one? You share screen. Okay. Share. So these are the cards from Mr. White. They're beautiful. And he was kind enough to send me a PDF, which, I'm just showing you. I would never send these to anybody because he was kind enough to send me. But so like his cards, this is for APPA, and I play APPA Basic. How do I want to make this like that? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I messed that up. Hold on a second. Let's do this again. And Windows, there we go. Share. Is it this one? How do I do this? There we go. All right. So, yeah, let's make this a little bigger. So you can see here, as I'm getting confused where the mouse is, it's over here. There we go. So this is Ted Williams. So on one side, it looks like a baseball card. How cool is that? And then you have the APPA card, okay? And this is from Ted Williams' 1941 season. You have Carl Yastrzemski, okay? And it's 1967 ratings. How cool is that? 1978, Jim Rice. So these are really nice. This is Chris White's cards. And these cards are absolutely effing fabulous. So Jeff Hunter goes, wow, those cards look wicked. They are wicked. Michael Terranova just got back from New Jersey. I did a wedding tonight. Awesome. How'd that go? Yeah, they're awesome. And again, it's up to you whether you want to spend the price point. But for the, you have to understand they're going to cost a little more than you would get from APPA. But this is their all-star team up to 1979. Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, Jim Rice from 78, Freddie Lynn, I would assume 75. Yeah. Oh, the Freddie Lynn from 79. Interesting. George Scott, that's got to be 67. Yep. Rico Petrocelli, 69. Yep, 69. Sammy White from 1954. And he was an outfielder. No, he's a catcher. I'm sorry. Catcher. Vern Stevens, excellent shortstop for the Red Sox for, I think, 3 years. They got him from the St. Louis Browns. Tremendous. 1949. Bobby Dorr, second base, 1950. Carlton Fisk at catcher, 1977. Jimmy Collins, second base, I do believe. Third base, sorry, 1901. Dominic DiMaggio, the little professor, that's got to be 1950. Yep, 1950. Johnny Pesky, I'm going to say 50. Nope, 46. They went the World Series year. Billy Goodman, he was a 300 hitter. He was a 300 hitter for the Red Sox during his Red Sox career. And he played all over the place. Second, first, third, outfield. 1950. The Red Sox in 1950, they could grip and rip. They knocked in over 1,000 runs. Pete Reynolds, another fine Red Sox player, 1962. Sam Jones, pitcher, 1921. Joe Dobson, without looking, 46, 47, okay. Louis Tiant, 72, 74, okay. Dutch Leonard, 1914. Cy Young, who never pitches well for me in these things, 1901. Joe Wood, 1912. Carl Mays, 1917. Mel Parnell, 1950. 1949. Ellis Kinder, 1949. 1953. The monster Dick Raditz, 1963. And then these were he was kind enough to make me a couple of Tony Conigliaro cards. This is Tony Conigliaro 67, and this is Tony Conigliaro 1964. So that was very kind of Chris to do that for me, Chris White. But these are beautiful cards. Uncle Dave Gardner's joined us at work 16 hours today on beat. Well, I hope you have tomorrow off, my friend. So if you're interested, Chris White, check out the Facebook group page, or he has some quick play games too. And let's see, hold on. I think we can share another thing. So how do I get back to this? Stop sharing, I think, right? Okay. All right, we're back at that. He has a catalog. And again, I'm just showing this off. It's up to you if you're interested. It took me a long time because it's like, oh, the price point, a little high. But the cards are beautiful. Not every card set comes like this, though. But a lot of them do. The card quality, I've heard, is better than APPA's. I'm looking forward to playing this. What I like about APPA Basic, it's quick to set up and play. It's quick. I was thinking about getting the new APPA book, which gives you the two American League Championship teams that play in the ACL American League Championship Series, the two National League Championship Series teams. I was thinking about picking that up, and I still might, just to get the book. I don't know if the book's easier to flip as opposed to flipping charts. And maybe someday I'll learn advanced APPA. I don't know. But I like the quick setup and play. All right, so let's close that. This is the spring catalog. And I'll just show it off to you if we can get it freaking open. Who's joined? Oh, Joshua Hauser, how you doing? Sammy White ended up owning a bowling alley on Soldier Field Road in Brighton, Boston. For most of my childhood, we bowled there a lot. That's so cool, Joshua. Another replay guy who races bowled there when I was in college. Cool. Did you ever meet him? Was he still alive when you bowled there, Joshua and Michael? Let's do this. So, close that out. And let's get back to the top. So I'm going to show you the catalog just a little bit. And this is Chris White again. If you're interested, you can check him out on Facebook and email him. Dave Gardner, remember, check out his channel and subscribe. Uncle Dave Gardner does a lot of wonderful things with the community. Just to name one, the big one, Digital Dice with Ron Juckett. And also a lot of gameplay, a lot of informative chats. Dave Gardner. He says, APPA Baseball is my go-to game when I'm tired. It's so quick to set up. It's so much fun. I never thought I would like the game. Will I take a crack at advanced or whatever they call it? I call it advanced APPA. Master. I think they call it the master game. Maybe. But when I want to play advanced, I play strat. But this is fun. So let's do this. Let's share it one more time. This is the spring catalog for Chris White's stuff. Joshua says, never met him. So we were talking about Sammy White. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for sharing. Excuse me. Let's go back to sharing the screen. Screen share. window, this, share. So this is the catalog. It's called VSU Sports 2024 Spring Training Catalog. He has so if you're interested, you can email him. That's his email. If you have questions, he answers all the questions. It took me a while. I asked him all kinds of questions. Believe me, I did it through Facebook, but I asked him a ton of questions, and he was very nice. He has a Vegas APPA tournament coming up. He has APPA-sized envelopes. And they have like the logos and stuff on them, I do believe. Special of the month, 1903, Major League Baseball season, 16 teams, every one is carded, $59. So this is what that looks like. So there's no player picture, but this is the card, and then you flip it over. So it kind of looks like a playing card deck. And they also have Negro League Yearly All-Stars. Again, it's up to you if you like the price point or you don't. He has a lot of quick play. I'm interested in this one. I might pick this up. You literally roll dice and you count it. But Earl Anthony, I like bowling games. He has some shirts, kind of like that Koufax shirt, Willie Mays, Seaver. He has a Hall of Fame collection. So again, this is similar to what I bought. Now, these sets are 5-year compilations of players. Each team has 30 players. So it's like 5-year teams. I had my eye on this, but I ended up settling for what I showed you, and I'll show you that in a second. The 2023 season he has already out, 2022. These are a bit more pricey. You can see all 30 teams. So again, you're making an investment here. But the quality, I don't play full seasons, so this would not interest me. You could just get the playoff teams. Again, it's an investment. This, I almost pulled the trigger on the 1950 the MLB season. I love the 1950 Red Sox. I didn't think that's a bad price point. He's got the 61 season. This is AAA. He made some AAA 1976, and this is a new season, 1964. But again, you can see this has like the logo. These are more all-star sets. You can see the player pitch photos. And I'll show you what I got. The Negro League team, same thing. This is the bowling game. Man, I tried to pick up APPA horse racing. They want way too much money. Way too much money for that game. Because I really would like to play the horse racing game. More baseball. More baseball. Japanese, Pacific Coast League. College baseball. This is quick play, though. I think this is quick play. These are quicker play games. These are his own. He has APPA football. Oh, this isn't. This is his quick play. Football and basketball, college, both. Super Bowl sets. Again, these are quick play games. Basketball, I believe this is quick play too. All of these are quick play games. It's got college basketball, pro basketball. Oh, that's Canadian football there. Interesting. Yeah, if you like quick play games and you're interested, I just want to show you what you can get the all-star teams, which is pretty cool. You can buy single teams. This is something probably I might do in the future. Pick up some single teams that I want. And I can pick up the 1950 Red Sox, obviously. So you can see if you get 3 teams, they're $10 each. If you get 4 to 8, $9.50. 9 to 12, $9 each. Plus shipping, there's shipping costs. And then more than 12, $8.50 each. If I do this, I probably buy 16 teams and get them at $8.50. And if you want uniform cards, it's something you want to spend money on, you can get these. Okay, so this is the set I got right here. Original franchise All-Stars. Again, I didn't mind the price point. 400 cards, and they're beautiful. And I also picked up this. World Baseball Classic 1 and 2. I can play Italia, Team Italy. I can play. It's going to be fun. And these are like the best players for the history of the World Baseball Classic who played in the World Baseball Classic. I think Kirk Berglund did the lineups and things like that. And this set, again, so there's no players, but you can see it's like the logo. So I don't know. That looks fun to me. Anyhow, that's that. Let's stop sharing, get back to the chat, close that out. So I have that coming. I'm looking forward to that. Back to the chat. Jeff Hunter, digital to dice is stellar. Enjoy Ron and Grady going back and forth. Ron and Grady. Uncle Dave Gardner. I have a bunch of his VSU quick play games coming in soon. What did you pick up, Uncle Dave? I looked at those. I'm not a big quick play guy, but bowling always interests me. I don't know why I like bowling. I'm not a good bowler. I like it, though. So, again, that's stuff we're going to hopefully get up on the channel at some point, as well as our PC games. Yes, you'll see an occasional zombie shooting video, which no one watches, but I totally enjoy. I think we're going to go back to the Forbidden Coast and go back to just playing wall weapons. That was fun. You should check those out. They're fun. You ever shoot a zombie with a bolt action rifle and run for your life, Charlie Brown? It's fun. We'll do a little bit of that. I do want to get some military gaming on the channel. Like I said, I picked up a couple of military games. I have, like I said, Dien Bien Phu. That's a Tiller game. Another Tiller game that was free, The Battle of Little Bighorn. I also have Desperate Glory. That's from Digital something. Digital Games. That's Battle of Little Bighorn. I have The Drift from Digital Games. I can't remember the exact, but it's Digital Gaming or something. And that's Rourke's Drift. And I have Zulu Dawn. I put that on the channel. I think we might put on next for one of these types of games. I think we'll do Rourke's Drift. It's a longer playing game, so we'll do it in a few things. But it's fun. It has some decent animation to it. The digital games for military are really easy to figure out because you can only do what it lets you do. Meaning, if you can't do it, it'll say, no, you can't do that. The Tiller games are a little more difficult. But I've read about the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. I've watched documentaries. It's always interested me, so I look forward to playing that. Other than that, that's about it for stuff that we're going to bring to the channel. Where are you, History Maker Golf? We're at the History Maker Golf Project. We're down to our final group of 4 who will play 9 holes. After that's done, we'll have our final 4, and that's going to come up. I don't think I can get that in tomorrow, but it will. I think we'll do that next week, and then we'll have our final 4, and it will be 2 against 2, 9 holes, 2, so the final 4, they'll square off against a competitor. They'll play 9 holes. And then when we get our final 2, the finals, 18 holes from Augusta. DJ John 444. Yep, Anthony Crooks. He says Anthony has just put out Glory Days football with the latest NFL season. I just purchased it, and it should be showing up early next week. Also bought Season Ticket Baseball in 1975. That's the one that Baseball Demos was playing today, I'm pretty sure. Season Ticket Baseball. And a lot of people are playing that. So cool. Looking forward to that. I have I help out Anthony with some of the testing the games that he does. I have the PDFs for the great professional teams, but I will be picking that up at some point, the printed copy, and you can play the game. You play the drive, and then you get into scoring position, or you can play quick play, or you can play play-by-play. I like play-by-play, but play-by-play football games take a long time. But the way I stream things, I think about it, and I do like we did with Play Dirt. Of course, no one scored. What was that? Houston and Tampa Bay, 79. And, I call that the 4-drive challenge. So we probably would do something like that with Anthony's football games. We had some college football games. Now, the pro football game is tweaked from the college football game. It resembles more of the boxing game with the star system, which I like. And I love the boxing game. Hands down, best tabletop boxing game. My opinion. I love Title Bout 2 PC. I just hate flipping cards. So I like the PC game. And Legends of Boxing I enjoy a lot too. And if you just joined us, we'll be bringing back Title Bout Championship Boxing, which is also a Jim Trunzo worked on game from 2013. And they have all the boxers with one single price of $13. It's text-based with some animation. It's been on the channel before. Brian Hoxie says, awesome. GJ John 444. I can't do PDF. Got to order print cards. Love his boxing game. Oh yeah. Why I like to get the PDFs, because I sometimes show it off using an Excel setup. I prefer rolling the dice with the boxing game, but the Excel setup I think helps the game better so people can see it, understand it. His boxing game is phenomenal. The price point is phenomenal. And again, that can be purchased at sidelinestrategies.com. The boxing game, the NFL football game, the college football game, as well as Payoff Pitch, the Joe Bryant baseball game. And there's other games on that site. If you're interested in Payoff Pitch, check out Dave Gardner's channel. Go back a few. He's got some videos on it, and he has a very unique way at looking at some of the what you do with fielding the ball and base runner's advancement. He does a hybrid of the cards and then rolling dice. There's a few people who've done that also, where they do a hybrid of the dice rolls and the cards. And I think that's the way the game works. If you like the dice rolling the best, the charts can be a little confusing and cumbersome, but if you can use the cards for a lot of things. And again, check out Dave Gardner's channel, as well as other channels who do a hybrid of it. I think I have to sit down with Payoff Pitch and just learn it with the card flipping first, and then incorporate the dice rolls. Or I can do the dice rolls to see if it's off the pitcher, or if we go to the other portion of the card, and then use the card flipping for other things like base runner's advancement, so on and so forth. A lot of good games out there. A lot of good games. So play the games you like. Don't worry about what people say. Oh, like Strat's better than APPA. APPA is better than Strat. Payoff Pitch is better than this, or that's better than Payoff Pitch, or if you're playing PC, action PC football is better than pro strategy football. I play them all. I love them all. Play the games you like. Enjoy your gaming time. Jeff Hunter. Would love to try Glory Days Boxing, but Anthony doesn't ship to Canada. I find that very odd. Well, you could, again, if you want, you can get the PDFs, and you can use Snippet and put it on Excel. The Snippet tool comes with every PC. Type in Snippet in your search thing, and you just set up. You snippet the card, put it on Excel or anything, and you can roll your own dice and look at the cards on the PC. Glory Days Boxing, tremendous fun. Our last Glory Days Boxing match, and I'll just show you my PC setup. My Excel setup. Let's find it. Where is it? I think it's here. Yes, it is. Okay, so now let's reduce that. Hopefully, because I'm putting it on my second screen, it will be okay. No, it makes it too big. All right, so let's see if we can do it on this screen and if we can share it the opposite way. So I've switched this over here, and we'll switch this over here. And let's do a share. This is my Excel setup for Glory Days Boxing. And again, I get the PDF and the printed copy. Okay, let's share the screen. Hopefully it will read my number one screen. Yes, it does. Awesome. So this is my setup. And I really do enjoy it. I think it shows the game off better. Okay. And this is, so I'll find photos and I'll do snippets and I'll put them in. Now this fight, Razor Reddick kicked the hell out of Willie DeWitt. But I thought this would be a fight that would have made huge money in Canada. I would have liked to have seen it if it had happened. But Willie DeWitt became a lawyer, a barrister. So I called him the boxing barrister, the battling barrister. Willie DeWitt only had one loss. Burt Cooper annihilated him on CBS in 2 rounds. And he had he was a silver medalist in the '84 Olympics. I believe he lost to Henry Tillman of the U.S. But this is my setup. And I put the cards here. And the dice roller. So, again, when you see this, I would have the dice roller here, another dice roller over here, and a dice roller here, and a dice roller there. I don't know if I like that. I kind of had before all the dice right here. I had the control dice roll here, and then I had the dice rolls for the boxers right here. I tried something different to show the individual dice rolls better. But this is my setup. Let's go back to the chat. DJ John 444. Color me crazy, but I have used payoff pitch as a base and then added strat stealing system. Cool. And I think Dave Gardner does something similar with the fielding. Only problem is that it takes a while to set up, about an hour to play a game. That's what I like about APPA Basic. It's a quick setup. Jeff Hunter. Right on. That works. Yes, I would have made money here. Yes, it would have made money here. Oh, this fight. Absolutely, Jeff. Right? Because it was the same time period. This would have been a huge fight in Canada. And in our fight, Razor Ruddock knocked out Willie DeWitt 209 of the second round. But this is my setup for this. Now, I like playing on the tabletop better, but I think it's very aesthetically pleasing. I actually enjoy finding the photos and stuff. But that's that setup. Okay. So now let's stop the screen share. Close that out. Slide this back over here. Yeah, that would have. So Jeff Hunter's from Canada, so that would have done huge money. If I was them, I would have made the fight. Even if I was DeWitt's camp, it wasn't like Razor Ruddock was invincible. Tough. Razor Ruddock was tough. I mean, what's he best known for, Razor Ruddock? 2 losses to Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis stopped him in 2 rounds in the UK for the vacant heavyweight title, WBC version, right? Was it WBC version? That Riddick Bowe threw away because he didn't want to fight Lennox Lewis. You know why? Because Lennox Lewis probably would have kicked his ass just like he did in the Olympics. I mean, I always go back to Tommy Morrison not wanting to go to the UK, to England, to fight Lennox Lewis for $25 million. You should have went. Instead, he loses a tune-up fight to stay busy to Michael Bent for $1 million on ESPN. He gets stopped in 1 round. And then he gets stopped by Lennox Lewis in 5 in Vegas for $5 million. It's a lot of money you lost. You got knocked out for $25 million. Always go for the money in that type of sport. Our good friend Mark Jones. I remember DeWitt fight. A buddy said after the Cooper fight that the school of hard knocks always beats a silver medal. Cooper had potential, but Cooper was in a lot of good fights. Lost a lot of good fights. I mean, Cooper and Michael Moore is a hell of a fight for the vacant WBO title. Cooper and Ray Mercer is a hell of a fight. And there's some others. He just never. Cooper and Evander Holyfield for the heavyweight championship after Damiani pulled out for hurting his ankle. He almost knocked out Holyfield. But Cooper also, there are times he came to fight, times he didn't come to fight. You know. I mean, people make fun of George Foreman's comeback. He made Cooper quit. He hit him so hard to the body. Oh, for Title Bout 2 on the PC or the tabletop game or PDF version, the 3rd set of heavyweights have come out. I'm going to be picking that up. Probably I should have picked that up already, but it's because I use a PC game. I can pick it up at any time. But they have a new the old George Foreman card. Re-rates of some boxers, pretty similar, but they have some newer heavyweights with it. And I always like to support Jim Trenzo for the wonderful game. Coffee belches. Wonderful game he has made. Brian Hoxie, so many great games out there. So many ways to play them. Oh, to be 10 years old again, but then skipping to my late 20s. Absolutely. DJ John 444. Agree, Brian Hoxie. So many great games. Not enough time, but you got to make time to enjoy. But, you know, adulting, family comes first. Work comes first. So, again, there are times you'll see me play PC game. I'm really enjoying my 1970 alternate replay of the Mets and the Red Sox. We're very competitive. When I say alternate replay, I use as play rosters. Sometimes I go with the lineup that they put out there. I might change the batting order. Sometimes I put in different players. If they're on the roster that day, I don't know if they're hurt. I don't know why they didn't play. It's my replay. Alternate. That's why I say alternate. I'd tell you another fun thing. If you want to play an alternate way, play as played if you want, and then insert a DH for for both leagues. That is fun. But I'm having a lot of fun with the Red Sox and Mets. They have like 3-4 good hitting pitchers. I use them as pinch hitters all the time. It's fun. It's just fun stuff. And for some reason, my internet connection is going low. So we've gone about an hour and 18 minutes. It's now 1:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now my internet connection's good. So I don't know how much longer we'll go, but Jeff Hunter says, I've been following your alternate replay. Cool idea. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Pitching, usually I don't change. I don't usually change the pitching too much because I've gotten in trouble with that. Like I'll use a pitcher out of turn and you realize, oh crap, I got a doubleheader. So pitching, I usually go with the starting pitcher they give you. Bullpen, I try to mix and match a lot more than they really did then because I'm trying to win more games. I'm just trying to win more games. Michael Terranova, please check out his channel and subscribe. Check him out at his pizza shop with his son. It's awesome. What was it, Thursday? I got this notification. I chatted with him. They're making pizzas. Then I, work picked up a bit. Had to do some stuff. So I was like, well, I better concentrate on work. Mike says, as a Red Sox fan, in your opinion, which Red Sox team was better, 75 76, 77, or 78. Tell you this. 1975, because they went to the World Series. But the 1977 team could hit the living daylights out of the baseball. Had they had a little more pitching, to me, the 77 team is better than the 78 team. Now, the 78 team finished tied with the Yankees, obviously, and they lost the one-game playoff. The 77 team finished, was it 2-3 back, 2.5 back? They came on strong. They started off, but they could hit the ball. That 77 team can hit the ball. That's a fun team. I did that replay in Action PC. I might redo that replay in the new Out of the Ballpark 25. I'll probably do as played, but again, I'll tweak the lineups. That 77 team could hit the ball. That 77 team's fun. The problem is Fergie Jenkins is a 500 pitcher. It would have been interesting if they kept Ferguson Jenkins and had Eckersley. I'm with Eckersley in 78, but that 77 team could hit. 76 team is interesting because they got rid of players that they bring back in 77. They brought back Carbo. They brought back Dick Drago. Because I think in 76, Drago's not on that team. I'm pretty sure. I'm playing that. I'm positive he's not on that team. They brought back Scott. You get rid of Cooper. That wasn't too good, but Scott had a good 77. Butch Hobson batted ninth, and he had, 30 homers? That 77 team could smack the ball. Huge offense. If they had another pitcher, but that was always a story of the Red Sox against the Yankees, whether in the 40s, the 50s, the 70s, because the 60s, they weren't good until 67. The Yankees weren't good by then. Mike says, don't get in trouble at work. I won't. I still do my work even when I'm listening. You're on the phone, but there's some things I can't. I work with numbers and stuff. I got to concentrate. Don't mess up the numbers. Mark Jones, 77 was a huge offensive year in MLB. Yep. And the White Sox, yep, they had a great offensive team too. But so back to the question. To me, 75 is the best team. They went to the World Series, Game 7. But I think 77 is a better team than 78 and 76. 78, it's difficult to win with the 78 team through a whole season replay. Jim Rice carries that team. Eckersley and Rice. Louis Tiant is okay. Their pitching's not good. It's slightly better. Slightly than 77. The offense in 77 is phenomenal. Unbelievable. That's like the 1950 Red Sox. They knocked in over 1,000 runs. Vern Stevens, Walt Dropo knocked in 140 runs. Ted Williams got hurt, and he still had a great year. Billy Goodman hit 300. Dom DiMaggio had a great year. That 1950 team is another phenomenal team offensively. But the pitching, they had two pitchers. They couldn't match up with the Yankees. But if they caught a break here or there, they might have won the American League pennant. The Yankees made their own breaks. Conversation I had with some buddies. This is Brian Hoxie the other day, and for me, and the other day, and for the chat too. In the history of sports, in your opinion, what was the biggest upset of all time? Well, I'm going to give you a few. The anniversary of the 1980 U.S. hockey team beating the Soviets, that's a good one. Buster Douglas, 41 underdog, knocking out Mike Tyson. That's a good one. Villanova beating Georgetown in the NCAA championships. Basketball, that's a good one. Oh God, there's so many. I'm gonna need help from the chat here. Good night, Dave. Check out his wonderful channel, Dave Little. His wrestling and his journey with Jesus videos are absolutely outstanding. So I'd have to say, obviously, the U.S. hockey team, 1980, beating the Soviets. Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson in boxing. Villanova upsetting Georgia. Though Villanova was good, though. But that was an upset. I don't know if it's a mega upset. Villanova was good. When Princeton finally won a game in the first round with Pete Carroll as coach, I don't even remember who they beat. They got screwed against Georgetown, Princeton that year. With Morning was their center. All of a sudden, they're not calling any fouls. You know, that kid for Princeton got hammered going to the hoop. That was a great game to watch. I mean, the 67 Red Sox came out of nowhere, right? Patriots beating the Rams, regardless of what you think. Patriots were huge underdogs. Some people think the Jets and the Colts Super Bowl III because they underestimated the AFL teams. So what are some of the great upsets that you think of in the chat? Definitely the 80 hockey team in the Olympics, the U.S. win over the Soviets. That propelled them to the gold medal game against Finland. I think it was Finland they beat in the gold medal game on Sunday. Tyson, Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali beating George Foreman is considered a huge upset. Excuse me. Coffee burps. A lot of Denver in basketball, when they had the best out of 5, when they upset a 1 seed. Who did the Nuggets beat? Dikembe Mutombo was their center, the Denver Nuggets center. Who did they beat in that first round? That was a huge upset. That's why the NBA decided, oh boy, we better change the first round to best of 7. We don't want this to happen, which I think is stupid because it's kind of interesting when you see those upsets. You have a lot of hockey. Oh, the Bruins last year, best record in hockey. Best record in hockey that can get out physicaled. There's one right there. Spinks Ali. How could I forget that one? That was on ABC Sports Live on a Tuesday or Thursday night from Vegas. Small arena. I think it was like 3,000 people. I think the rematch was in New Orleans on ABC, and that was packed. The Superdome. And on that card, I want to say Mike Rossman beat Victor Galindez. So they had that championship fight. And they had a couple. That was a good fight card on free TV. That was an unbelievable fight card on free TV. Mark Jones, you should do a replay of the 77 Red Sox, but add a grade B pitcher and a grade B reliever pitcher. I don't have the 77 APPA season, though. I looked at that on eBay. I've never bought anything from the actual APPA website. My game stuff has come from eBay, and now I picked up some Chris White because the cards are so beautiful. But 77, I didn't pull the trigger on that one. That would be interesting, a grade B pitcher. So I could put I don't know what Eckersley did. Let's just say hypothetically that Eckersley in 77 and then a reliever. Yeah, they were just a pitcher away. If Ferguson Jenkins had a good year, I mean, he was 500. It wasn't like he was horrible. He always overperformed. He did well in my 77 replay. But you just don't have enough pitching. You know? Especially I used Action PC, and when I use as played rosters. When you lose players, whether trade or injury, and they're not there anymore, and you're used to playing with those guys, you got to figure out how to play differently. And again, Spinks Ali, yes, definitely a huge upset. Brian Hoxie, 1980 U.S. hockey team is what brought up the question. Tough to beat that one. That was tremendous. They killed him at Madison Square Garden. You're correct. 10-1, 12-1, something like that. Both Patriots Super Bowls versus. Oh, yes. Especially the first one when the Patriots were undefeated. That's a good one, Arnold. So Arnold says the Patriots 2-time losing to the Giants. Oh, there's a good one. Noble Piercy. Jim Valvano's North Carolina State beating the Houston Cougars. And Houston had Olajuwon and Drexler, right? Clyde the Glide. Wasn't Drexler on that? Vinny Mancini, how you doing? Carolina sweeping Tampa Bay is still a shocker. In hockey, right? Hockey. That's a good one. That's right. NC State. That's a very good, because I don't remember, but yeah, those are excellent. All excellent. You see a lot of upsets in hockey. It's if your goalie's hot and you're gelling. You know, people, Bruins fans at work are like, oh, well, this is still one of the best Bruins teams ever. You know, the one from last year that lost. Because they had the no, they're not. They didn't make it out of the first round. How the heck are they one of the best teams ever? You don't make it out of the first round of the playoffs. You're not one of the best teams ever. Oh, the Patriots were better than the Giants. No, they weren't. Giants beat them in the Super Bowl. Giants almost beat them in the last game of the year. Patriots were never better than those Giants teams. You know why? Because it was decided on the field. The Giants beat them. Giants are better than the Patriot teams those years. And there's no flukes in sports. You make your own luck. You make your own flukes. You better come to play when it's a one-game elimination thing. You have to come to play. Just like Texas wasn't the best baseball team last year. Yeah, they were. You know why? They won the World Series. They were really hot early. They had injuries. They overcame their injuries, got their players back, and they were really good in the playoffs and the World Series. I never understand the argument when they go, oh, the best team didn't win. Yeah, it did. The best team did win. Oh, there's extended playoffs. That's the way it is. The team that wins the World Series or the NBA championship or the NHL Stanley Cup or the NCAA basketball tournament or whatever sport you like, the team that wins a championship is the best team. Everything else doesn't matter. I never understand. Brock Purdy is a system quarterback. Yeah. I hate to tell you this, people. Every football team has a system. Peyton Manning played in a system. Tom Brady played in a system. I laughed at when people say, well, Troy Aikman's a system quarterback. That's the only reason why he won. Okay. Again, every football team has a system. Guess what? Patrick Mahomes plays in a system. Okay. Fact. So when someone makes an argument like that, I just, whatever, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I don't agree with it. Every football team has a system, whether it's Pop Warner, junior high, high school, college, professional. Every team has a system. Every player plays within a system. So if a quarterback wins in a system, and just call them a system quarterback, to me is asinine. You're entitled to your opinion, but they all have a system. Just because you don't like a team or a quarterback, to say that Tom Brady's not one of the great, and again, I'm not a big Tom Brady guy. Believe me, I think he's strange. I'm Johnny Unitas. I'm old school, but to have people go, well, Joe Montana's better. Okay. Joe Montana was great. Tom Brady's great. I don't know who's better. Well, Joe Montana never lost a Super Bowl. Joe Montana lost NFC championship games. It's a stupid argument. Well, Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady beat him. Patrick Mahomes is great. Any of these quarterbacks, I give them to me. I play. I think Tom Brady is a crybaby at times. I think a lot of quarterbacks nowadays are crybabies. Oh, I got hit. You're a football player. I want them to get rid of the slide rule. I hate that rule. You go down, you're running, you could get hit. You know, I don't like when a quarterback, you think he's going to slide and he keeps running because a player doesn't want to get the flag. I hate that. I don't want to see cheap shots, but I hate that. That's just, if your team, and again, I'll just use the World Series that just happened. People said, "Oh, Texas wasn't the best team." Yes, they were. Yes, they are from last year. They won the World Series. The Patriots against the Giants were not the better team in those Super Bowls. You know why? The score indicates that. I'm just saying. You win the championship, you win the championship. You can't knock teams for winning the championship. If an 8-8 team, and it's going to happen someday, goes to the Super Bowl, guess what? And they win, they're the best team that season. Because they won. They got hot. They got healthy at the right time, whatever. They won. Now, hockey, you have a hot goalie, and you're gelling at the end of the year. That's when you want to play well. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I've watched enough and read enough, and just who cares what you do during the season? Make the playoffs. You want to play well in the season, don't get me wrong. Baseball, this drives me nuts about baseball. Well, it's early in the year. It's okay to lose. No. Those 5 games you lost early in the beginning because you played like crap, you weren't prepared. They come back to haunt you at the end. Ask the Red Sox. They used to drive me nuts with Terry Francona. They had good years. They had mediocre years. They'd start off slow every year. And the years they didn't win, you go, well, they'd say, you start off the slow start. You guys weren't ready. Well, those games mean, he literally said, those games don't mean anything. Yeah, they do, Terry. And I like Terry Francona. Yeah, they do. They're for real. A win in April is as important as a win in September. It's the stupidest effing thing. Well, you can't play every game like the 7th game of the World Series. You can come pretty damn close, though. Play every game to win. They say, then they'll bring up Gene Mach burning up, what was it, the Phillies in 63? Well, he burned the team out. They wouldn't have been in that position if he didn't manage that way. It was an early 60s Philadelphia team. I'm going to say 62, 63, 61, something like that. And I've read about it. They talk about, Vinny says it was 64. Thank you. Oh, well, he burned the team out. You wouldn't have had your even the attempt. He managed to win every game because he knew the talent he had on the team, and that's the way he had to. He was not going to give away a game. Now, at the end of the year, did the same. It didn't work. Billy Martin with the A's. Oh, he burnt that team out. They didn't win before Billy, after the great A's teams, and he did what he had to do to win. Their bullpen sucked, so his starting pitchers pitched, and they won the most games they ever won. Before and after. Some of those guys' arms got worn out. Yep, I agree. But Billy Martin, a manager's job is to win. To win. It always makes me laugh. Well, you can't win every game. No, I know that. But you should try to win every game. They killed, Gene Mach did what he had to do. It's interesting that, again, it's 64. Thank you, Vinny. If he didn't manage that way, they wouldn't have been in contention. If Cora in 2018 doesn't decide that Craig Kimbrell sucked at the end of the year, which he did, and he decided in the playoffs, I'm going to use starting pitchers out of the bullpen, they wouldn't have went to the World Series. Craig Kimbrell sucked at the end of the year for the Red Sox. He sucked in the play. I think they pitched him a little bit in the play. He's awful. And they decided, no, we're not going to use him. That's how they won the World Series. I give hats out to Cora. You do what you have to do to win. Now, you can't do that. It's not like in the old days they used starting pitchers to get their innings in. Sometimes they bring out the bullpen. I'm not saying to do that anymore. God, starting pitchers can't even go 5 innings anymore. Then they wonder why. This is major league pitching now, in my opinion. Throw the ball as hard as you can and in the strike zone. And you're going to throw hard for 4 innings. And then we're going to come with reliever. Then they're like, well, their bullpen's no good. You overuse your bullpen. Well, he only threw 20, but the guy's not that good. And he's throwing a fastball. They're throwing fastballs almost in every, they're trying to spot it. They throw hard. Vinny Mancini, how about the Braves in 48? Spawn insane and pray for rain. That's what they had to do. That's what they had to do. That's all they had for pitching that brought them to the pennant. Again, it doesn't always work. But anytime they could pitch those guys, if those guys said they could go, they were pitching Spawn and Zane. Absolutely, they had no choice. All right, I missed some stuff here in the chat. Let's go back up. Brian Hoxie, I feel like most people, if they don't have a dog in the fight, root for the underdog. I agree. Always wondering why that is. Everyone likes a good underdog story. You want to see the little guy win. This is America. We like the little guy, contrary to popular belief. You watch a boxing match. I know I end up, I don't have a dog in the fight in a boxing match. I'm not rooting. I just want to see a good fight. I start to sway for the underdog if they're doing well because it's the story, the Rocky story, right? The underdog, Mighty Mouse, It's fun. We like to see something spectacular. And when an underdog wins, it's spectacular, right? Brian Hoxie, I think there is a difference between the most talented team and the best team. That's true too. My point is for anyone in the chat or watching later, and again, you can share your opinions. If a team wins a championship that year, they're the best team. They won it on the field. And then we had Vinny. Again, I was talking about Gene Mock. I couldn't remember what year, 64. We had Philly in contention. They fell off at the end, or in September, I think. Again, I'm not a big Phillies fan. It's just an interesting story. People kill him for the way. But if he didn't manage that way, they wouldn't have been in contention. Like people say, oh, Don Zimmer was a good baseball guy. No, maybe he knew baseball. He was a horrible manager. Horrible. He didn't like Bill Lee. Wasn't going to pitch him. Well, maybe if you pitch Bill Lee instead of that guy Sproles a couple of times, you get a couple more wins. You don't go to a playoff game against the Yankees. You had Bernie Carbo traded away because you didn't like him. And again, they didn't like Zimmer, and I'm sure they were big headaches to Zimmer. So I get that. But it would have been nice to have Carbo instead of Bill Bailey. Or where and Bailey was a very good player. Not with the Red Sox. He was all done. What the hell was it, Bailey? Bob Bailey, not Bill Bailey. Bob Bailey. He was a good player. Okay. Ferguson Jenkins. Do you know what they traded Ferguson Jenkins for? Look it up. I'm going to make a little joke here, but it's basically right. A bag of baseballs. They got nothing from the Texas Rangers. Nothing. And they traded Jenkins away because he didn't get along with what they called the gerbil. Don Zimmer, God rest his soul. He was not a good manager. Not a good manager. Talented players, they won despite of him. In spite of him, whatever. Larry Mullins has joined us. He says, hello, Al. Hello, Larry. Hope all is well. We're going to go a little longer, and that's about it. We're going to go 15 more minutes, make it a 2-hour stream. Again, Arnold Hunter requested the stream. I don't know if he's still here. He usually stays for the whole stream. And that motivated me to do a chat with Al to find out what's going on. So, again, it's always an open forum. And I have some ideas when I do these more on a regular basis, some little game show type of stuff to do in between the chat, more chatting, and that could be fun. Great question posed by Brian Hoxie. What are some of your big upsets in sports? So let's hear from that. Some big upsets that were in sports. I say there's some good ones too that I forgot. Tyson losing to Douglas. The 1980 Olympic hockey team just had their anniversary, beating the Soviets. Probably 1960 beating the Soviets too was kind of an upset. 67 Red Sox came out of nowhere. Spinks Ali, that was brought up by our good friend Mark Jones. The first fight, obviously. I mean, you could pick up a lot of boxing upsets. Lloyd Hunnigan knocking out Donald Curry on Showtime. I remember that, and that was Curry was being set up to possibly move up to middleweight to fight Hagler, right? And Lloyd Hunnigan kicked it. Yeah, because Hagler was still champ then, I'm pretty sure. But they were setting up Curry to try to step up for bigger fights, different weight class, because he had beaten Milton McQuarrie, the Kronk fighter, for the unify the title. And Lloyd Hunnigan knocked him out. Unheard of fighter from England. Solid European fighter, you come to find out. And then Hunnigan would end up losing. I think Mark Brilliant took the title from him. But yeah, I guess Lloyd Hunnigan. I'm trying to think of boxing upsets. There's lots of them. Then Vinny brought up for hockey, Carolina sweeping Tampa. So what are some of your upsets in sports that you remember? Any sport. Zimmer was also trashed 3+ years here with the Cubs, although we haven't had the best luck with managers over the years. Again, they always go, he's a good baseball guy. Why? Again, I'm 7, 8, 9, 10 years old when he's managing the Red Sox. But even I knew he should have pitched Bill Lee. And again, I was reading the papers, listening to my dad talk, listening to people talk, there's no sports radio around then for us in our area. But they had like an hour sports show, from like 6 to 7 once in a while. And they had the little talk after sometimes the Red Sox games on the radio. You should have pitched Bill Lee instead of Sproul. I think that guy's name was Sproul. Why? I don't know. Maybe Bill Lee would have got racked, but Bill Lee, he didn't pitch the second half of the year, really. And again, it's Zimmer hated him, and he hated Zimmer. Okay, I get that. They traded away Carbo. They didn't get along. They traded away Ferguson Jenkins. They didn't get along. Rick Wise traded him away. I think that trade brought Carbo back, though, because I think Carbo was with Cleveland then. Or was Carbo with Milwaukee and we got him back? No, they ended up trading him to Cleveland in 78. So Rick Wise, and again, Rick Wise really didn't do much after that. So I'd have to look. I don't remember what Rick Wise did. Mets, yes. I was thinking of that one. You're correct. Robert Bryan says Mets beating the Orioles. Yeah. Even though the Mets, I think they won 100 games in 69. But the Orioles were a powerhouse team. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, 88. Dodgers beating the A's. Cincinnati beating the A's. Those are upsets. I don't know if they're mega. The Dodgers definitely. No one thought they were going to beat the A's. That's a good one. Pirates over the Yankees. If you look up that series, right? Every time the Yankees won a game, they killed the Pirates. And when the Pirates won, it was like a 1-2 run game. And I'm going to bring that up in a second. Let's go back to the chat to Joshua. We're going to go 12 more minutes and call it a stream. Only full season replay I ever done was the 77 Red Sox. I thought Zimmer was so bad I could manage them better. Fun replay with Strat, but my Sox finished a couple of games worse than Zimmer's. My Action PC game replay, they finished a couple of games worse. I still think I managed better. I scored more runs than they did. My pitching was better. I just didn't match up well with the Yankees. But that's funny you said that. Same thing with me. Arnold Hunter, do you remember Sports Challenge on NBC? Was that with the athletes? I don't. What was Sports Challenge? No, I'm trying to remember that. Sports Challenge. Was that like athletes from different sports competing? I remember ABC had something like that. Poor Joe Frazier almost drowned in a pool. I think that was ABC, though. Sports Challenge on NBC. I miss Wide World of Sports on ABC. I used to love that. And then CBS had the Sports Spectacular. I like that, too. All right, I'm going to look up real quick. ABC, was that the Superstars, Vinny? Where they had athletes from different sports doing different things. All right, let's look up the 1960 World Series. And Vinny says yes. Okay. Let's go to one of my favorite sites, Baseball Reference. Yeah, let's look up to see if I remember this correctly. Seasons 1960. Another thing about our hobby, it's fun to look up players that you're not sure of. Like Sammy White, I'm going to look up for the Red Sox. I'm not quite sure of Sammy White, the what I say, catcher on the Vinny says I'm 100% right, Al. Are you talking about 1960? I just want to make sure. Sometimes I get things mixed up. Sometimes I read things wrong, or I listen to someone and I think they're right and I say it and then someone says, oh no, that's not right. Because not everything you read or hear is correct. And sometimes I assume it because it sounds cool. Let's go Pittsburgh. And let's go to the World Series. Okay, so let's share that. As Vinny says, Yankees mashed them all their wins. Yeah, that's the way I remember reading it and seeing highlights. Jeff Hunter, nice talking with you, Al. Look forward to your next boxing stream. Take care. Take care, Jeff. Take care, my friend. We're going to end it in 8 minutes. So let's just take a look at the 1960 World Series. Baseball Reference. Share. And there we go. Share. Beautiful. Okay, so Pittsburgh. Let's bring this like that. Pittsburgh. These freaking things. Don't make any noise. Please don't make noise. I get whammied. No commercials on that. So Pittsburgh won game 1 6-4 in Pittsburgh. Yankees come back in game 2, crushed the Pirates 16-3. Yankees crushed the Pirates in game 3 in New York 10-0, 2-1 Yankees. Pittsburgh wins 3-2 in game 4, series knotted at 2. Pittsburgh wins 5-2, so that's the 3-run, but still close, right? I'd have to look to see. Maybe we'll take a quick look to see how that played out here in innings. No, Pittsburgh. So it was 4-2 going into the top of 9th. Pittsburgh scored another run, so it was close. Let's go back. So Pittsburgh wins game 5. They're up 3-2. They go back to Pittsburgh. The Yankees crush them 12-0. Then, obviously, the Bill Mazeroski homer in extra innings 10-9. So the Yankees scored a ton of runs, but Pittsburgh's bats were alive with the sound of music as they went. They liked that home cooking. And Mazeroski would hit the walk-off homer in the it was not extra innings, my faux pas. He hit the walk-off homer in the 9th after. So New York tied it in the 9th. That was an incredible series. That's a fun one to play over. Let's stop sharing. Close that out. All right. Well, I hope everyone, enjoyed the chat. Thank you to Arnold Hunter for suggesting it. We're going to go to 2-hour mark, and it'll be about when we finish about 1:45 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably have a little bite to eat play a little game, then go to bed. But this is really fun, and I should do these more often. It's important to talk with the community, see what's going on. And again, I like to wish Robert Bryant, who went through his first week of radiation, good luck. Prayers and thoughts to you, Robert. Everything will be okay. Stay strong, stay positive. And I'm happy you stopped by. That's awesome that during this time period, you came by and had fun in the chat, and that's important. So thank you very much, Robert. Joshua Hauser, super fun chat tonight, Al. Thanks. Thank you, my friend. Vinny Mancini. Thank you, Al. Night, everyone. Blessings to all. God bless one and all. So let me just go through like I always like to do and say thank you to everyone who came here. Michael Terranova, check out his wonderful channel. He says, thanks, Al. Enjoy your chat. Looking forward to your next one. Thank you, my friend. So thank you to Michael, Vinny, Joshua, Jeff Hunter, Arnold Hunter, who suggested the chat. Robert Bryan, thank you. God bless. Best wishes, prayers, thoughts. You're going to beat cancer. Brian Hoxie, thank you. Larry Mullins, thank you. Noble Piercy, thank you. And he brought up this one. I forgot the NC State beating Houston, upsetting college basketball for the championship. Mark Jones, as always, thank you very much. Dave Little, thank you. Check out his wonderful channel. DJ John 4444, thank you, my friend. We had a nice, fun chat. Dave Gardner was here after a long day of work. Hopefully we relaxed him a bit. Hopefully he's sleeping by now. Another replay guy, hooray, our good friend Michael Kastari, thank you. And thank you for being in the stream with our History Maker Baseball and helping me out with certain things. Always greatly appreciate that. Our good friend Pesky Pole, thank you. Check out his wonderful channel. Hopefully he's off the treadmill by now. I think we got everybody. Oh, Todd B, thank you. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, thank you. And the Cubs, the Bears, and we'll be finishing up. We're going to get down to our final four for our History Maker Golf. We're going to do that next week. And then again, when we finish that, we're going to have the final four, 2 against 2, 9 holes. And then when we get to the finals, the final 2 golfers, 18 holes, winner take all. A little different take on how to play a tournament my way. Scroll up. I think that's it. We got everybody. So again, I appreciate everybody. And it's always fun to do these chats. I need to do them more often. Check out all the other wonderful content creators in our community. You know who they are. And if you don't, just check out some streams and they pop in our chats. Become a member of the FOC. It's free. It's fun. Come where everybody knows your name. Yeah, I ripped off cheers on that. Who cares? Robert Bryan says radiation through mid-April. You're gonna beat this thing, Robert. You're gonna beat it, my friend. And Robert says, waiting to see your next game. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Be smart. Treat people the way you want to be treated. God bless. I love you all. Thank you again to Arnold Hunter, who requested the chat. I try to do it when Arnold requests it. We're going to try to do these a little more. I always say that. And we'll try to bring a little other fun things with our chats. I think they're fun anyway, but maybe a little trivia or something like that. And a little, I like to do some things where I take cartoon characters. I've done them on prior chats with Al, and you make them into TV. Like this is who we use as a cartoon character or a Muppet on the TV show. Those are always kind of fun. You got to have a little jocularity, right? So thank you. Stay safe, be smart, treat people the way you want to be treated. God bless. I love you all. We'll leave with Robert Bryant's last words. Good night, all. Peace. Bye-bye. God bless.